like a festival gift. What happens? So this guy will probably end up sleeping on a couch. And why? Because giving a good gift is very far from the rule. And we interviewed 1,500 people, and that's the balance. And we discovered that most of them had trouble when looking for a gift. And that's why we exist. We want to end with the bad gifts. Our vision is to transform gifting in a truly collaborative experience between people, friends, businesses, brands. That's why we created Wishareit. Wishareit is a social gifting platform that helps you find, recommend, give and receive the perfect gifts with your friends and family. It's a place where you have socially created wish lists that you can use in an easy, fun, and rewarding way. And a place where you can interact with people and products. And that's what your next watch will be.
I'm Pedro Moura. So, João has talked a bit about the origin and what we do. This is our road until now. We basically started here. This was the time, one of the most happy times in my life, when I just quit my previous job, which I was tired of. And then we started doing a lot of mistakes from month to month to month until we assembled the team. We got an alpha version launch. Meanwhile, we got some friends and family money to support this initial development. We launched the beta version in the beginning of the year, and more recently, in the beginning of in the end of February, we launched in Brazil. This has been quite a roller coaster until now, but we have made several mistakes regarding, for example, we should have a team, we should outsource, etc., etc. We have proven worthy of the road until now. This is the numbers for our pilot. We basically have started in Portugal. We are getting a very good growth week for week. 8,000 users for a beta allows us to basically have some confidence in what we are doing. We're not trying to change the geographies. Our business model, for the ones who want to know how we make money, is really simple, affiliate fees. So every time I go in, for example, buy João a gift from his wish list in Amazon somewhere else, Wishareit receives the fee. This has already been proven in terms of model. We are also looking for in the future to go more B2B in terms of self-service marketing to companies, to brands, and to celebrities. Software as a service for example, e-commerce sites that do not have a wish list functionality, and of course, business intelligence selling data that's meaningful for brands and for shops. This is in a large and wide perspective our market. So we're talking mostly to the e-commerce market now, even though in the future we also want to go and bridge the gap between online and offline commerce. The estimate for the percentage of e-commerce that's spent on gifts, that is, things that are purchased to be given to someone else, it's around 10%, and the affiliate fees average for the market is around 10%. So we get the potential Wishareit market in US and EU of 4.5 billion. Of course, this is huge. We're not going to get that, but we want to go as near as possible. This is our team, João. 10 years younger than me, I'm not going to say my age. He's a CEO, he has been a crowdsourcing innovator. He's a really hustler in terms of getting to know the people, doing the network, getting the business done, etc., etc. I am Pedro Moura, I am kind of COO, even though my title is C3PO. I can enlighten that in the future. I have 14 years of experience mainly in B2B in a lot of markets, including retail. And João Gomes is our CTO. He was formerly a senior architect in Booking.com. Curious fact, we already founded startups in the past. We all, except João, that startup still exists from him. Ours have gone down the track. Some of our advisors, Wishareit is one of our, basically our main advisor, is the guy that's responsible for digital media in EMEA for Amazon. It's really cool for us because we can get inside information on, for example, why hasn't Amazon implemented the Wishareit? We know it. And this is really good for us to assess the risks of our model being replicated, if we have any chance or not in the future. Pedro is a really experienced CTO of some companies in the US, and Rui Pereira, he knows a lot about how to get things done and can help us with that. Even though we are still missing some advisors in terms of B2C acquisition and engagement group. So this is us. Just one last thing, our mantra is really basic, it's really powerful. It's together gifts are better. Next time you think about gifts, giving or receiving, please think Wishareit.
So one challenge with the affiliate fees is that you need to run around making contracts with everybody. So where are you with that?
Fortunately nowadays that's really easy to do now because either shops like for example Amazon have their own affiliate fee program and we can just connect to that, and until we have around $1 million being driven to Amazon, we will talk to the guys at that time which ask for better conditions. And there are a lot of affiliate networks that are already comprising a lot of shops like Wishareit, Reitoria, a lot of them.
So you're basically building consumer things now to be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Our main model is to basically bring decision-making on gifts to be made collaboratively and to then drive commerce to the shops. Okay. Even just to another thing, for example, new markets which are our target, like Brazil, e-commerce is still developing. There are not a lot of affiliate networks, for example, but recently the growth in terms of possibilities in these markets are huge. Because, for example, in Brazil there's one affiliate network, Comedy, which covers the shops that provide around 90% of all e-commerce in Brazil. So that's great for us. We can go there already.
Just a question. Although Amazon is not going in that direction, how do you foresee Amazon, Facebook, or eBay?
I can answer. So it's really hard to even to Facebook to go to a gift solution. So they launched the gift solution last year, but it's really hard for them to transform a social network into an e-commerce space. So we work from the beginning to position ourselves as a gifting for close friends, family, close needs social clusters solution. So our positioning is very much like unlike any other major for everyone solutions like Amazon or eBay. So it's very hard for Amazon to do something like this for those friends because their own wish list is for everyone and for no one because it's not socially, not very social. You can have very individual wish lists there and not on eBay as well, but on everyone major site basically. So we turn the process of sending a gift or receiving into a collaborative experience. People, friends, family, businesses.
And just to add another thing, a lot of people are talking nowadays about the convergence between e-commerce and social network. Why is not more being done? You know, basically try and put yourself in the shoes of Amazon. Will those guys sign up and integrate Facebook on their platform? They are really scared of that, you know. And will Facebook basically create a huge e-commerce site taking something from their main revenue model? Really are. The thing is, this convergence will happen. We know, for example, that our lifetime to be a startup and grow to be interesting level, it's about 2-3 years, you know, because that will happen. This convergence will happen. What we're trying to do is to position ourselves in that future, trying to well build that future, you know. Of course, one of our possible exits, that's also which should be bought by Amazon or Facebook. That would be great, that would make sense for us. And we are trying to build it.
Well, I'm already a user. So, but I think, can you talk a little bit more so that you have enormous potential of getting some customers to about the process? How do you find a good gift for me?
So, when you go to Wishareit, you easily sign up with the Facebook button. What you find is a trending products page where you can discover, recommend, say one for themselves, the products you have on this page. Yeah. So you can filter by category, tech, clothing, shoes, whatever, and you can easily like or wish to someone, and wish to someone to say, I want this, or I recommend this to my friend Anna. And Anna will have an email, will have a Facebook recommendation saying, hey, John has recommended this to you. So it's really easy to interact with your friends and with your Facebook favorite products. Then you have wishes, then you can organize what things you want. The kind of good old wish lists. And then you have basically quests. And quests are really cool because whenever you're in trouble to find a gift for someone or for yourself, you can ask the crowd. You can say, I want a new watch. So I asked for a new watch, and people from all over the place, providing it, said, oh, this watch is very cool, and try this one. And it's very easy to add the watches, these watches to the Wishareit, because we developed this cool wish list, we call it the wish list, that allows you to go everywhere on the web and say, hey, this product for my friend, hey, this product for me. On the two-click model, you can say, you can have the whole experience. So it's very fast and simple to add products and recommend them to your friends.
Cool thing also for the ones who like more the gossip part is to be able to see, for example, what your friends are giving and receiving, you know. Does your friend receive from her girlfriend or boyfriend or something like that? And that social part also drives the engagement of the users.
So social gifting is a very crowded space. There's a ton of people going after it. Rap, drop gifts, Facebook, other companies in the space. How do you guys kind of view the landscape?
Social gifting is a crowded space. However, we believe that it's much more niche related to. So you have so many solutions that are just for high-end fashion or just for high-end tech. And we want to flee away from niche products and go into niche group of people. So there's no real solution for closely the social clusters. For me and my 3 cousins, for me and my close friends, it's for everyone. And we think that space is much more valuable in terms of information data gathering than the everyday solution for everyone. And on the other side, we basically work on all products. We work with several thousands of friends. So we're not so much close in terms of products, but good for everyone. But we prefer social, very closely social clusters. I think this is our main differentiator, and that's how we position ourselves.
Yeah, we base ourselves in terms of approaching kind of the concept of homophily. So it's we relate to people who have more or less the same taste that we have. We try to implement that in a platform to bring some more intelligent decision making regarding gifts, finding and recommendation, etc. to the whole process. And that's one other thing. Usually there are a lot of wish lists as well. There are. They usually are not socially powered. Okay? This is really important. Then you have the social shopping space by things like Fancy and Look and the ONZA, not the ONZA, the X-ONZA. Yeah, which basically are related for, like João said, for a target specific target, like high-end fashion. It's all the price target is almost always from 500 bucks. And we're trying to bring it's like a more folks platform and platforms that already exist.
Okay, hello again all. I'm not going to make the same presentation I made yesterday. Today's the motto for this presentation is show, don't tell. So we're basically going to tell some stories of users using Wishareit to improve their lives through gifts. Okay? Hope you enjoy. The first case, and we all saw these figures yesterday, but these are numbers, they mean something that we can cope in our minds, but they are not the real life. The real life, it's things like the frustrated receiver, the guy who always receives bad gifts, and this guy here is João. He was with me yesterday, and that suit with some cool gift that an uncle of his gave him, and basically he wore it in some of the pitches we made, in some of the competitions and some of the events we went through. João had a problem, of course, but with Wishareit, and this has been proven, where he can make his own wish list, people already started giving him the things that he wanted, like for example, a Benfica sweatshirt. It's kind of chronic about Benfica, This is one of the cases. The other case, me, a terrible giver. I stopped giving gifts a long time ago because I always felt like I need to give something really special, So special that I ended up not giving anything because it was always this frustrating. This was one of the cases, to the non-Portuguese speakers, this book, this translation, it's how to lose weight making sex or love or whatever you call it in your intimate moments. So this was a Valentine gift with a friend of mine, a funny one, you know. It had anything behind it in terms of intentions, but she didn't quite understand it like so. So, this is me, afterwards, you know. I expect to have a good night that night and no good night and no good anything at all. So these are really good cases, you know. I really believe that you should eat your own food as you go and make it started. The third case, so now this is the counter-example. Now I have the help of Wishareit. I can make a quest for my friends, like looking for a birthday gift for my girlfriend, and my friends basically, with their all kindness, suggest me things that are way cooler and better than the things I would be able to raise. What we're seeing here is one of the things we want to do most. It's the collaborative decision-making regarding gifts, you know. Together gifts are better. It's not just a cool mantra, it's also a reality. Do you know, for example, that when people go and make online shopping for something, they always, not always, but the statistic is about 76% of the times, they ask for opinion from their friends. This is something that already happens. The cool thing is with Wishareit you can centralize it and have a bigger reach to make better decisions regarding gifts. Third case, gossip boy, not gossip girl. How many of you would really like to know what some of your friends or girlfriends are giving, receiving, wishing, etc., etc.? Survey. So few. Okay, I don't believe you. So, but basically, in Wishareit nowadays, with everything connected, social networks, wishes, gifts, etc., the gossip boy always knows what their friends are wishing, giving, receiving, etc., the quests they have opened, etc., etc., etc. And I can make something like cool, like Sophia Kids has a new wish, it's this strange thing, seems like an S&M thing, and I can send it to a friend of mine saying, hey, look at Sophia wants, it's really weird, you know. People like doing this, it's awkward, but it's true, you know. Facebook is all about stalking, gifts are a good means of also stalking. We can also stalk via Facebook. That's wrong yesterday, and this is Wishareit on Facebook, one of the examples. We're tightly connected to Facebook because it's a powerful amplifier of the whole social network thing. And for example, you can go and check what users are wanting. These ones are some of my wishes. Users can see more from you, you know. It's basically bringing the concept of the gift also to the social networks. It's something that doesn't exist nowadays. Facebook gifts are something that are not stored in your personal wishes inventory, you know. We want to bring that change to social networks, materialize the concept, really. Fourth case, collaborative consumer. The following two cases are cases that basically arose as things that we're not expecting at first, but are really cool things, you know. How many of you guys have read a book that's called Collaborative Consumption? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. It's a book that basically states that people ought to share more, and people are nowadays, after 40 years since the Second World War of consuming anonymously and individually, to share again, you know. And some cool things that are happening, this was the case, not the real because that's me, but this is inspired in a case the user etc. that he was looking at the things that are in Wishareit, you know. We have this cool trending spot where you can, for example, search for books. And he saw a book that he wanted to read, and we have a cool feature that's who wants or wishes a given product. So he went and saw that a friend of his already owned that book. And he had done one real simple thing. He sent him a message and asked for him to, can I borrow your book? And it's really cool, you know, because it's not just the wish list and the wishes and how to give and receive, it's also about sharing. And we truly believe in that, you know. We are not only building a socially curated and shared wishes inventory, we are also paving the way for people to start having owned products or services in the future, inventory which can they use to collaboratively consume, okay? Next example, the shop list. We build this for the people who want to find gifts and give gifts and receive gifts, etc., but people are also using it as their personal wish list, you know, of things they want to buy themselves. Because we can have products from all the shops around the world, etc., etc. For example, Teresa is going to have a baby. He's the wife of a really good friend of mine, is that dark in the upper corner left. And she's basically building the wishes of the things that she goes around the web, and she just puts it in Wishareit to buy later, or to someone, or for someone to buy it. It's a really cool use because it's so handy, you know. It's like a Amazon wishlist but on steroids. And we have the nerd, João Veiga. João Veiga is one of our developers, and he kinds of fancy dark things, you know, the gothic and etc., and Portuguese things. So he uses this like kind of a bookmark when he goes and he sees something that he wants to buy later, and he just, you know, stores and uses it like so. So 5 stories of something that we want to help improve with our vision now. We have talked here a lot about game changing, about paving new ways, being ambitious, go to the big field, etc., etc. We are trying to do that regarding wishes, regarding gifts, and regarding products, you know. Converge the e-commerce and social network spaces to build something cooler together. This is something that's happening. I've said this yesterday, I'm saying this today. We want to be a big player in this. We have a position. Basically, this chart tells us some other platforms regarding wishes or products. And we have on the y-axis the individual or collaborative. This basically says that, okay, you have Amazon wishlist. It's your wishlist, you go there, you can put there all products, not only from Amazon, but it's, you know, my wishlist. It's not together with Facebook, it's not tied up with anything else. Anybody here uses really the Amazon wishlist to tell other people what you want for birthday, Christmas? Someone? Okay, one guy, 2 guys. Okay. And this, in the x-axis, it's niche products versus low products. We've talked a bit about this yesterday. There are some competitors also entering the social shopping space, but they're most focused on niche products, you know, high-end fashion, cellular phones, etc., etc. We want to go up there, you know. We want to have something that people really collaborate to find, give, receive, share, etc. Stuff, wishes, gifts, products, and we want to be able to do that to all products. Basically, what we really want to do is to make this kind of evolution from Amazon wishlists as they are nowadays, join social networks and all the things around it, and go to the upper right corner. We have seen this yesterday, it's big field. Not going over that again. We have seen this also. We have not shown this. This is our growth graphic. So basically, we launched Alpha in September, we launched Beta in the beginning of the year. Cool things, still all in Portugal. And when we launched in Brazil and started doing some marketing, some really cool marketing, engaging with brands, with celebrities, launching a social contest, okay, thing skyrocketed and it's going really well. We actually put more wood in the fire now. Regarding growth, what are our plans? We are really focusing on the early adopters from 13 to 25 years old, you know. Those are the people who are not afraid to say, I want this and this and this and this and this to their friends and family. And they are the guys who really take on with these things really quickly. They just go to the webpage and they check in. The adoption rate, the conversion rate in the webpage for these guys is amazing. We want to target fast-growing geographies, not saturated markets like Brazil, Turkey, Argentina, Mexico. We are already in the first, we are making the translation and the adaptation for the second. And we have really good leads for Argentina, Mexico, and also India. Okay, thank you. I'm going to finish. We want to take business and marketing to geographies. That is, we do not believe in being in Portugal or London or the US or whatever, and being a huge success in India or Brazil. We actually go there, even though we can make local partnerships. I'm sorry? Yeah. So I'm not going to do anything else. We just want to do it quick. I'm over.
Tell us about how you make money. Now you have a user base that is exploding.
Yeah. Well, it's exploding, but at a scale which is really small. We make money basically trying to grab some of the percentage of all the online commerce regarding gifts, firstly, but not only, as I've told you, people buying gifts. I have my wish list and I go and buy something for myself. I Wishareit to also receive a percentage of it. The question is, this is a business of scale, you know, it's social network, it's for the millions. And we know that until we reach that phase, we will not have a break even. For example, I don't know, until we get a Series A and go to the States and really start putting less money in marketing. That's, you know, when we talk about this problem to Portuguese people, or some other European people, they always say, but you know, do we have to have revenues and break even, etc. If I go for that, I go to one geography, two geographies, really settle in there, but it will not grow as we want. We are ambitious and we're in this to the robust, but in the millions, we basically estimate to get an ARPU, an annual revenue per user of about $3.5. You know, it's 10% of $500 versus 7% affiliate fee. The 10% is the percentage of online commerce made to gifts, for things to give to someone else. Okay.
The numbers you showed for Brazil, is this a reality already, or is
That's
it
not
something you wish?
No, this is not Brazil, I'm sorry.
You showed a curve entering in Brazil that...
That curve is that just marked the moment where we launched the platform also in Brazil and started making some marketing, you know. So it's kind of a step in time. This is the conjugation of people from everywhere. We have a lot of guys from Pakistan. The weird as it can be.
How many users is there in the platform?
9,000 and something. We broke that barrier yesterday. So it's really few, but we are leaving the pilot phase and, well.
Consumer study, how many years on this platform? Yeah. How many joined since yesterday?